It's a beautiful day out there. Look at that. Bluebird skies, a little bit of clouds in the background. A little snow on the top of the mountain. Oh yeah. Good morning. Welcome to Hurst Brand Farms. Now watch where I'm going here. It is a frosty morning and we are almost into May. That's why we're getting a late start today. Hopefully today, with the late start probably not, but hopefully today will be the last day of planting potatoes. We are moved on to our Norcota potatoes. That's what we are on. We switched over last night. We've got just under 100 acres of those to plant. And I think we got a decent little chunk knocked out, maybe 20 acres of it last night. We were out till about 11 or so. So anyways, I'm tired. We've been running hard all week, fighting water, trying to get spuds planted. Now it's hopefully time to wrap up. We have got a problem this morning. When I woke up this morning, checked the weather, it said it was 22 degrees outside. 22 degrees, that's well below freezing. We've got sugar beets in the ground that are trying to come up out of the ground, and they may have been smoked, toasted, fried. Those are all contradictory to what they actually were. They were frozen. They were probably frozen. We're gonna go check on them later, and then our agronomist is gonna come check on them and just kind of see what we think. Typically with a sugar beet, depending on what stage that sugar beet's in, it's hard to tell if it actually froze. So you gotta wait like a day or two, and then you can actually see that, yeah, little guy is done. We're gonna go sit in the planter. Hopefully nothing froze and broke on our planter for the chemical tank in the back, spray nozzles, fertilizer. We did park it in a shop, not an insulated shop, but we did park it in a shop. We're gonna see how that works out. Anyways, we got a lot to do, and it's Saturday. Saturday. I don't know if you can see it there or not, but those are some frozen wheel lines. Got ice all over them. Ice hanging off the wheels, ice on the hay underneath. Some of the sprinklers aren't working because they've got ice on them. It got cold. Okay, it's warming up enough. We're gonna go plant. We got a chemical trailer hooked on. This has got Quadris in it. It's got Vellum Prime, fungicides? Is it funge or fung? And then it's got a thing called Agzyme, which is a micronutrient spray, and this is on a little spray nozzle going right on top of the seeds. Let's go out to the planters. All right, we're at the field. We got a shop here. That's where the planters are. Stored those in last night, trying to keep the seed and chemicals, fertilizer, everything like that from freezing. Let's go open it up. Man, it is shaping out to be a beautiful, beautiful day. Sunshine, no wind, beautiful. Aside from that 22-degree weather that we had earlier. Pull the planter out, and hopefully we don't hit the doors. I think the doors are at like, oh, it might be a 14-foot opening, and the planter is about 13 feet. So yeah, a good 6 inches on each side. It's a little tight. Yeah, we're gonna be good. We don't have any seed trucks here yet, so we might as well fill up the rest of the tank with fertilizer. So come here to the bulk tank, Fill it up there in the 300-gallon tank in the front. Well, the bulk tank's empty. Oh, there's a hole there. Bulk tank is empty. We gotta go get more at the other bigger bulk tank. Tractor's pretty much full. It's gonna last us for a little while today. We'll go get the truck started so that it's got air built up for the air brakes, and then he can haul that away. Go get another load of seed when he gets here. Moving water right now. Whew. Cold start. So while we're waiting for some seed, let's go over like what's happening with potato planting. That tank is just fertilizer. It is running to the back, to the row units back here. This is the planter. The planter works by ground-driven tires up here in the front that drive chains and sprockets, and those chains and sprockets drive the seed cups, which are behind here. But you got your seed up here in the hopper, and then that seed falls and funnels down into this, which I call the potato elevator, which is a bunch of cups that are picking seed out of the hopper in the bottom, right down in there. And that's what singulates and adjusts spacing for our seed. So when it rides that elevator, it goes up around here so that we can visually see it from the tractor. There's one piece that fell out, but it comes up and through here. Then you can see the seed coming up and over. And then it goes down into the row unit. The row unit has this shoe. We call this a shoe. That opens up the row, and then potatoes are dropping right behind it. So this is kind of the side slash back view of the shoe. Potatoes are dropping down in here into the dirt. We're going about 7 inches deep. And then the row is closed with these discs that are turning and closing up the row. And then we have some shovel shanks back here that are helping close the row, as well as a leveling bar that levels out the row. Pretty simple. These planters are on a 2-point hitch, meaning the 3-point hitch that you have in the back, it's only got 2 points instead of 3 hooked on. That way the planter can articulate forward and back. And then it has the rear wheel assist back here. Another thing we have on this planter is a chemical tank. That's where our Quadris fungicide, Velum Prime, and Agzyme are mixed in, and then they are that is sprayed out through a little nozzle, which is right there, so it's spraying directly onto the seed piece. Also, the fertilizer it's got 2 nozzles on both sides of this row unit that is dribbling fertilizer down into the row right next to the seed piece. All in all, it's a very simple design, and I need to show you a potato planter that we have. I believe, if I remember right, it was a horse-drawn potato planter. Literally, not much has changed. It's almost exactly the same concept as this, which is pretty impressive, really, if you think about it. Like, they've just refined the concept, but it's still the same concept. So, kind of cool. All right, let's get in the tractor here and hurry up and wait. Well, I suppose I might have a longer wait than I thought. So let's go get Miguel's tractor ready to go. This tractor is a 250 Magnum, and it's got a CVT transmission. And for planting stuff like this, I think I prefer the CVT. Update, we only have a half truckload of seed. We should have had more. We will be getting more. So, a little more of a delay. It's okay. We've got another semi coming, or a couple more semis coming. Logistical issues of potatoes. So let's go hook on to the seed piler and move it to a better spot because we got time. All right, first truck of the day is almost here. Let's get this bad boy moved. Then we'll help back that other truck up. Ooh. We'll help back up Sean, make sure he doesn't hit it. Big old trucker. Let's lower this. Come on back, good buddy. Big old trucker. Crank it hard. And we're good. All right. Yeah, that'll work. We're not 100% squared up. That'll work. Okay, we're loaded up. Let's turn on the fertilizer, open up the valves here. Make sure these potatoes can grow. Let's get to planting. All right, and we're off. Give you a rundown of my view here in the tractor. So, like all tractors, we got information about the tractor, RPM, speed, everything like that. We've got our GPS that we're running here. Now, I don't run the GPS all the time, but I do run the paint feature here, so that I'm just kind of trying to track acreage and see what we are on efficiency, and then also when we do our passes, because we do every other row just to make turning around easier. I just want to make sure that I'm on the right row. Nothing super important, but currently, because I'm videoing, I do have the GPS on. The rows that were made previously are deep enough that it generally keeps the tractor in track. We got a monitor here, which I don't use because it's very finicky. Occasionally I will use it. That's monitoring seed movement. We've got our pump on the back, our fungicide, and that's what we got in the tractor. On our hydraulics, this is my raise and lower for the back, number one. Number two is running the chains that are underneath the seed hopper, feeding the seed elevators. And number three is running my fertilizer pump, which is mounted up there by the tank. And then here on the back, here's what we have to look at. We obviously have our row units like we talked about earlier. I'm watching to see seed pieces coming around there. And then we have a pressure gauge there. That's to make sure that our fertilizer is coming out at the right rate. It would be nice if we had a rate controller, but we don't, and this works just fine. The other pressure gauge over there is for our chemical in the back, and once again, it'd be nice if we had a regulator as far as like a speed calibrated regulator. But this works just great, and you can see it has the red ball system on it, which is those little vial looking deals. And they got a little red ball that spins, showing that the nozzle's actually working, and there's flow going past. And then obviously we're looking at the hopper, and then we look down in between the rows the best we can. When it's super dusty, it's hard to see, but we're trying to see and make sure nothing's plugging up. Down here, we're looking down at the shoes, just trying to make sure everything's going well. Personally, I kind of feel like there's more to watch on a potato planter, just because there's a lot more that you can see, and so there's more to watch versus a sugar beet planter. That's my personal opinion. A sugar beet planter is pretty easy because you can't honestly see a whole lot of what's going on, and you are relying way more on monitors. This one, the newer ones have different monitors and different setups, but this particular model that we have, very simple. And so that's a rundown. That's what I'm looking at. So we are planting Norcotas. Norcotas are grown specifically, to my understanding, specifically for the perfect round, beautiful sizing potato. They're not grown for taste. They're not grown for texture. They're grown for looks. 100% for looks. Because think about it, if you go in the grocery store, what are you going to buy? You're going to buy the thing that looks the best. Obviously, some things have a reputation. They taste better, maybe don't look always the best. Norcota potatoes, people don't really generally know the difference, and your restaurants are going to do it too because they have the perfect size. Russets are a little bit oblong, a little bit more bumpy, but personally, I would eat a russet all day long over a Norcota. A russet is way more like white and fluffy on the inside. Norcota is a little bit harder. Not a big fan of the Norcotas. That being said, we do plant Norcotas because Norcotas sell better. So if you watch my Instagram, if you watch my Facebook, I try to say this a lot, and I'm going to say it a lot on here. If you want your food system to change, you vote with your dollar. You don't tell the government, you don't tell so-and-so, you don't find everything wrong with farming. Go buy what you want. Go ask your grocery store for the things that you want. If you want russet Burbanks, go ask them to order russet Burbanks for you. You vote with your dollar, because as farmers, we are in the business of doing business. And when business is good, we will go to that market. When business is bad, we fall away from that market because we have to make a dollar too. And we also vote with our dollar as much as we can. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. All right, we're almost to the end of the row. Do the best I can, explain what we gotta do. So I turn off my pump, turn off my fertilizer. I gotta lift the rear assist and then lift the 3-point back up because we don't have end rows or turn rows or what's the other one? Anyways, you know what I mean. The rows on the end of the field going perpendicular to the normal field. We don't have those on the potato field because you would run over potatoes and bruise potatoes and cause other compaction issues on top of those potatoes. So we plant as close to the edge as possible. And so we have to back up to give us room. And then also beans, how this is a 2-point, it's not a drawbar hitch, so there's no swivel action there. That is just essentially an extension of the tractor. And so it swings wide when we turn. And so I gotta back up, make room, and turn around. And then we go again. And then when I get back on row, I wanna make sure that I'm straight with the row that I'm on. I drop the 3-point, or the 2-point, drop the rear axles, turn on my hydraulics, turn on my pump, and away we go. Wow, it's a beautiful day out there. Look at that. Bluebird skies, a little bit of clouds in the background, a little snow on the top of the mountain. Oh yeah. So this field was silage corn before potatoes. Last year it was a silage variety of corn. So there's still a lot of corn residue out there, which is not a terrible thing, but not a great thing. The potato guys do not like the residue because that corn is long enough, heavy enough, the root balls are big enough, they will carry over on the potato digger and it's a little harder to eliminate the corn stalks. So we're gonna try to put a fan on our dirt picking table, our dirt eliminating table, whatever you wanna call it. We're gonna try to put a fan on it so that we can blow those corn stalks out and away from the potatoes. A lot like the way a combine works. We're gonna try doing that this fall. With that being said, I like the residue that corn leaves behind. I like how it holds soil together. Sometimes it's annoying. Sometimes it plugs up, like on the front of the planter here where you have shoes and we don't really have blades or anything to really cut the stalk. And then it gets wrapped around the shoe and just kind of looks bad, but doesn't really affect it that much, especially this little of residue. So far, we are planting really well. Our seed spacing's good. On the Norcota seed, we are going a little bit closer. We're going more like a 10-inch spacing rather than a 12-inch spacing that we are doing on our Burbanks. We're still going 7 inches deep. We are still at 36 inches wide on our row spacing, and we are traveling at a beautiful 4 miles an hour. Life is good. You might be tired of me ranting, but here I am. We're gonna talk some more because I've got time. Do you have time? So this particular field, I know in this light, it looks like it's just white and it's just flowery. And currently it kind of is because it's really dry. But this field actually has like the most amount of clay out of all of our fields that we have. It's the weirdest thing. So when we come out here to irrigate and the ground is wet, your irrigation boots get taller with every step because that mud is just piling onto your boots and it sticks so much. And so this field, we have to be very particular about when we harvest it, how we harvest it, how we plant it, how we work it in the fall. We do everything we can to eliminate a dirt clod, and that's a lot of the reason we work this in the fall. If we were to work this field in the spring and pull moisture up, even though the top is dry, underneath will be wet. You'll pull moisture up and you will create a clod. If you create a clod in this soil condition, in this soil type, if you create a clod, that clod will stay there until harvest. It will transfer over into the harvester and we'll carry over a lot of dirt. We're not in the business of harvesting dirt, we're in the business of harvesting potatoes. So that makes our whole operation way less efficient when we are harvesting dirt. So this particular field especially, all of our fields, but this field in particular, we are very conscientious about how we do our tillage. previous crop, soil moisture when we're doing all of it, just because it is notorious for forming a clod and being sticky. This field, and then we got another field that's right across the road, and the one that's across the road is actually a little bit worse than this one as far as being sticky. That being said, they're also very high producing fields. These fields are very good in production value. So with that little rant about soil conditions in this field, let's talk about how much soil conditions can vary within within a couple miles of each other. So earlier this year, we were planting a field that we left specifically a lot of volunteer wheat in, because that field was honest 100% straight blow sand. Blow sand meaning the same sand that forms sand dunes, like beach sand. So we have to leave a lot of residue in that field to keep that field from blowing away, filling in the rows, uncovering seed, all sorts of stuff like that. So it's wild that we can go from this clay here that is super sticky and tacky, and we don't want any residue. We don't want, well, we want very little residue, because that residue will actually form clods and different things like that, to the beach sand that we were on earlier this year, where we wanted it as dirty as possible just to hold the soil structure together. It's just, it's wild that there's that much variance, and we were only 6 miles away from each other. And then we have other fields that are anywhere in between that, from clay to sandy loam to silty loam to, yeah, it's just wild. Wild what kind of soil differences there are. The whole regenerative ag, the whole cover crop, the whole like soil health deal is such a hard thing for me to buy into. Yes, I believe in soil health. Yes, I believe in taking care of our soil, because as a farmer, our soil's our #1 asset. We don't have a return on anything. We don't make money if we don't take care of our soil. But there is not a one shoe. There's not a one size fits all for soil. A guy needs to know what kind of soil type he's dealing with before just taking somebody's word for it. Hey, you need to be doing this, or you need to be doing that. There's my 2 cents. More like 5, because they don't make pennies anymore. So there's my nickel.
Okay, we went to get the second load, and you can see I was overly excited over here. Filled it up, didn't have enough seeds.
Oh, I'm gonna make 1 round on this, not 2 rounds like normal. But we also had an issue where our seed, something got stuck inside a row unit on number 4. And so the belt underneath in here starts slipping, and more than likely something got stuck between the belt down in there and this shield here. So I need to assess the situation and fix the situation. Roll down here, see if I can see in the hole here. Oh yeah, just as I suspected, a problem. Take the box apart here, can't get it fixed. Hello.
He's 3.5 hours away. He just started loading the Tennessee back on his truck. He's an expert.
Okay.
That tire's right behind him.
Okay.
Okay, and just go home and eat lunch.
Okay. Bye. Well, let's just see if this works. Okay, I don't have the proper tools, so I need to do what I can. That's why I'm just kicking it, trying to get it freed up. And then I need to lift up the 3-point. Thankfully, tractors have little buttons here on the back to lift the 3-point. Then I can pull that drive tire up off the ground, and I can push it with my foot. And we're getting another phone call. Okay, back to where we were. You can see down in there. The problem is freed up, and the belt and cups are turning. So I need to put that shield back together on this side, make sure we're good to go. This doesn't happen very often, thank goodness. Most likely what happened
was a small piece, because we're running cut seed. A small cut seed piece and a large cut seed piece came up on the same cup. Tried going down on the same cup and got stuck, wedged in there. It stopped the belt from moving. And when it stops the belt from moving, that is much better than breaking the cup, because that is possible and has happened before. Because then you have to replace the cup, or you don't replace the cup because you don't notice it, and you have a random skip every, I don't know, what is it, like 30, 25, 30 cups per belt. So every 25 potatoes, you'll have a skip. Okay, let's put that together and we'll be ready to boogie. Who says that? Ready to boogie. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Okay. Also, we gotta wait for about 3 hours before a seed truck comes from eastern Idaho, where the majority of seed growers are, and also the seed is getting cut in eastern Idaho. So we have like a 3 hour wait. We got 2 semis coming. So I get to go home for lunch for the first time this week. Woohoo! Okay, let's carry on. Well, we've got good news. We got seed. Bad news is it's been about 4 hours. More bad news, our agronomist came by, checked out our sugar beets. Yeah, they got smoked. A lot of them did. So for sure, me personally, I have about 60 to 70 acres to replant, with more possibly needing replanted. Unsure about what my dad has. Not good. Not good. Uh-oh. We might have issues. I gotta go outside and help. Looks like the boom's not moving over. Boom on the piler was stuck. We gotta turn on the fertilizer here. All right. I think we're good to go. It is Monday morning. We did not finish planting potatoes on Saturday night, but we are close. We're within about 25 acres or so. We'll have more of that on our next video. Also, we have got to replant some beets, unfortunately. That's where we're at. So, we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, like and subscribe, hit all the buttons, and yeah, get ready for the next video's disaster.